Hi, 8th graders, Mr. Songer with you, and this is the makeup lesson for lesson number 8. And for this lesson, you don't need your instrument. You need to just listen and then complete a paragraph that sums up the information in this video. So you don't need to record anything, but I need a written paragraph either on a piece of paper or something that you type up and send to me via email or Google Drive. So we're going to talk today, our topic today is going to be on how to perform a great solo. And you have all been working on solos first trimester, and some of you are watching this video prior to completing the recording of it. So this would be really good stuff for you to listen to. And even if you're listening to this after you've performed your solo, it's great to know because we're going to do more of this year. So it'll give you the information you need to continue to improve. So I'm going to give you a few steps on how to complete a great solo. I'm going to start with number one. When you're doing a solo, one of the first things you want to do is listen to it. You want to find a recording of it. And there's a few different ways you can go about that. You can go to YouTube, of course, and look it up. Everything's on YouTube, right? Now, that's not to say what you're working on right now, there's going to be a good quality recording of it on YouTube, but you can definitely start there and check it out and see if you can find one. You can also, if you have Smart Music, go on to Smart Music and listen to it. Now, the Smart Music recording is going to be a MIDI recording, so it's not going to be on your instrument and sound beautiful, but getting that melody in your head is what I'm really after here, because when you know a melody, it's going to help you play it better. And if neither one of those options work, have me play it for you. I'd be more than happy to play it for you. I'd record it for you so then you can take it and listen to it over and over again so you can get it in your head. So those are some options you can go about in listening to it. Okay. The second thing is obviously practice. Practice it. Practice it over the course of time many times. It's always important to know that the way you get better faster is to practice over consistently over the course of each week. What I mean by that is don't just practice one day a week. Even if, let's say, you practice like 5 days a week for 15 minutes each time, that would be a total of an hour and 15 minutes. That's better than one sitting on a Saturday where you practice for 2 hours. Okay? Even though you practiced more, it's better to do little amounts over the course of the week. And if you can do that with your solo, that would be great. Okay? And another thing about practicing too is don't just practice it from beginning to end and that's the only way you do it. Break it down. Find the hard spots and just individualize those spots and practice like one measure, even one little passage over and over and over again until you get better at it. That's the way you get better faster, okay? Practicing the simpler stuff in your solo is fine, but it's really that hard stuff that you need to nail down, and you're only going to get really good at that faster if you just practice those little sections over and over again. So that's number 2, practice. Number 3, pay attention to the other markings on your sheet besides notes and rhythms. Those would include things like your dynamics, your louds and softs, your articulations like slurs, staccatos, accents, marcatos, all that stuff, tenutos, okay? Tempo, what's the tempo? Also things like style words. Sometimes you'll see words like legato, which means smoothly, or dolce, which means sweetly. Okay, so look for all those other markings on the sheet, and if you don't know what something means, look it up, come ask me, figure out what it means, because that's really important. The fourth thing is to be able to play that solo with your accompaniment. You're all going to be playing this with a Smart Music accompaniment, for the exception of the mallet percussion. So you really want to make sure you sit down and practice it with that. One of the issues that students usually have with playing with the accompaniment is that the accompaniment goes at a certain tempo, and you have to keep up with that tempo. And if you don't, it gets frustrating. So a lot of students are like, I hate playing with the accompaniment. Well, it's not so much you hate playing with the accompaniment, you just don't like, or you're struggling with keeping a steady tempo. And so if we can get to that point where you can play with a steady tempo, playing with that accompaniment is going to sound great. So use Smart Music, use a metronome. Metronomes are awesome for just keeping that beat going, and you know if you start speeding up or slowing down. Okay, so practice with that accompaniment. Listen to the solo with the accompaniment, kind of getting back to the first thing I said. That will really help as well. Okay, so those are 4 great steps. Again, just to do them really quickly again with you. Listen to the solo. Practice. look at and adhere to all the markings on the sheet and practice with that accompaniment and get to know that accompaniment. That's going to really make your solo a lot better. So again, complete a paragraph just kind of going through those main points and submit that to me for your makeup lesson. Thanks.